another episode of Necessary Measures with me, Vanessa. This is the channel dedicated to helping you build stronger connections with your kids. So you know what it's all about today. You can tell from the title, and I'm excited to get started. So let's get into it. So as parents, you might be wondering, how does that help me to build stronger connections with my kids? Well, I'm going to tell you all about it and how it can benefit your relations with your kids. So let's first start with what is an open-ended question. Simply put, open-ended questions are just questions that cannot be answered with a simple yes or no response, okay? So in order to, encourage vocabulary, encourage the child to, to get to speaking and to express themselves, a focus on open-ended questions is preferred so that you can really get some insight into their thinking. So let's dive into all things open-ended. Got some examples for you. I'm going to hit you with some research-based statistics here, and so here it is. Here we go. Okay. So why use open-ended questions in your communication with your kids? Well, there was this great article that I found on Mentor, and I'm going to link it in the description box below. It went over the benefits of open-ended questions and gave some great examples too. So in the article, it stated, children who are taught to think about things at an early age through open-ended questions are better equipped to understand the world around them and relate this new information to past or present experiences. So I love open-ended questions because it allows the kids to build on their self-confidence and their speaking skills without worrying about self-doubt or anything like that, because there's no right or wrong answer to open-ended questions. So I love them. I try to incorporate them as much as I can. And even sometimes when I catch myself asking too many questions where they're just responding to me yes or no, that's kind of a clue to me, like, you know what? Hit them with the open-ended questions, okay? Because it gives insight into what they're thinking about, how they're processing the information, and so it just kind of gives me, something to stand on when having communication, when having talks with the kids. If you are new to using open-ended questions, remember, questions without a simple yes or no response. If you're new to using them, I definitely will include some examples here in this video, but also just a quick tip: when you are asking open-ended questions, because it's going to require, more of the child's critical thinking skills, you want to wait about 5 to 10 seconds after you ask the question for the child to begin to give their answer, because they're processing what do they think about your question, what is their answer, they're processing that. So just kind of allow some time for them to get it all together in their brains and begin to speak on it. So about 5 to 10 seconds is a good general rule of thumb. Honestly, this is something that I work on constantly all the time, because sometimes I just assume that they need me to rephrase the question when really they're just trying to, process what it is I said and, come up with their answer. So it's something that I still am working on, and just, a tip for anyone else out there using open-ended questions with their kids in communication. Being that open-ended questions generally have a longer response time, make sure that your attention is dedicated to hearing their answer. And kids can detect when you're distracted, when you're not fully engaged, fully listening. But because their answer might go on for quite some time, just try to be as present in their response as possible. I personally try my hardest not to really ask a lot of open-ended questions when I'm working or on my phone, because I want to hear their response and hear what they're thinking. And so I have to, work on giving my full attention when I'm asking an open-ended question. But make it conversational instead of like an interview type situation. Just, have it be very conversational. If you're out, on a scavenger hunt or they're outside playing, hey, what do you think about when you think of, when you see this leaf? Or this leaf pattern makes you think of what? What does it make you think of? Instead of it being more like formal, sit down, get some insight into, their thinking, it's all just a matter of having conversations flow, naturally. So making it very natural, using the techniques like this, but using it very naturally. So some examples, the good stuff, the meat of the video. Here's some great examples of open-ended questions that you could use with your student or child. Sorry, teacher mode. Okay, that you can use with your child at home. Okay, what happened when you woke up from your nap at school today? Here's my go-to. Why do you think your brother did that? There's always a good answer for that one. What do you think will happen next? I actually use that one, what do you think will happen next? I use that a lot in my read alouds that I do with the kids, just to kind of get them thinking about, all the clues that they've seen in the story and seeing if they kind of know what to expect next. But also, if one of the kids spills something and they're like, Mommy, I spilled something, I'm like, well, what do you think is going to happen next? And a lot of times they'll say, Mommy's going to clean it up. And that's when I know that they expect moi, to do all their cleaning up. You can clean up too. So, okay. Some other great examples of open-ended questions will be linked below, so check that out. And if you are a parent who will be new to using open-ended questions in your conversations with your kids, let me know how it's going in the comments below. I'd love to read and give any little tips, any further tips that I have. So just drop them in the comments below. So parents, I hope that this has helped in opening conversations with your kids. I strongly believe that it is things like this that help us build stronger relationships with our kids. And, as long as you know better, you do better. So just small things to incorporate into your already, daily routines. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks again for tuning into another episode of Necessary Measures. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye. Okay, and time for teacher conferences. So